In this class, we will be discussing about the memory interfacing with 8086. So when you talk of the memory interfacing, is basically about wiring. How can you connect physically your memory with your microprocessor, or maybe if you are using as an external to the microcontroller. But for interfacing, you need to know certain rules, you need to know certain techniques, and in this class we are going to discuss all about that. Let me make a full screen. Wait for a minute. So here I again share it. So what exactly you require? You require the knowledge of the organization of the memory. You need to know how for a given system memory could be organized. This is the basic background, and that we talked about it in the previous class. And I hope the topic was very clear. When we talked about whether you want to organize your memory as one single unit of total size 1 mega, or you want to split it into two memories of half the sizes, let's say 512 kilo. So this we already know about it. So after having known about this, let's now move to the new topic. How can you interface the memory? We'll be going up with some practical example, and for that matter, let us see what exactly or how we will be going. We already have the knowledge of the buses. We have created the buses, system buses, be it the address bus, be it the data bus, be it the control bus. We are able to generate it. You can generate the control using either the logic gates, or you can make use of a IC, which is a decoder, depending upon your requirement. If the design tends to be very simple, you can think of going with the logic gates, but if you feel that the design is going to be a little complex, you can think of making use of the decoders. So let's come up with a practical example, and what exactly we wish to do today will be, let me write down the problem statement before we proceed with the topic. What exactly we want to do? We want to interface, let's say, a 8 kilo into one as a 8 kilobyte EEPROM, double EEPROM. For example, we have a number of different ICs. We'll talk of them, but let's say we will be dealing with a 2764, which is a 8 kilobyte of EEPROM. 2764 IC is an 8 kilobyte double EEPROM. And depending upon your requirement, if you say it is only 8 kilo and you require more, you can have two ICs. You can have 4 or more number of ICs, because the total memory can be up to 1 megabyte. How much of the 1 megabyte you want to physically have on your system? This is what exactly you are going to do. In a nutshell, before we proceed with the actual design process, what is our requirement? We have the 8086 available with us, and when you talk of the memory, we have the memory like double EEPROM. We may have the memory like the RAM, or maybe even some other kind of the devices. When you talk of the IO devices, but interfaced into the memory mapped IO. So here can be even the IO devices when they are configured in the memory map. And we know that when we talk about the memories or any peripheral connected in a memory mapped method, so they will be treated as the memory devices. They will be addressed, they will be read, or they will be written to as if we are reading the or writing the memory. So with this one, now that you know that I will be connecting all the memories including the peripherals if they are in the memory mapped IO, using all the addressing and the instructions which are meant for the memory, that is memory read and the memory write. So we will be dealing with exclusively interfacing the memory or interfacing the peripheral in the memory mapped IO. We are taking up a specific example that we want to interface 8 kilobyte of ROM, which is nothing but the EEPROM. So if you want to interface this EEPROM, whether you want to interface 1 in number or 2 in numbers, if you want to have them, what should we know? How to begin with? One of the most important rule to begin interfacing a memory with a microprocessor is you should know as a designer what should be the memory addresses of my memory. If you say I have a total of 1 megabyte of memory that can be supported, but you want to have only 8 kilobyte of the memory. So out of these 1 mega locations, where in this space you want to keep your memory. So you have the addresses above this and below this. Where in this address space you want to have your memory locations. This is something similar way as if you have a colony or a sector area, and if I say in this sector I want to have a house at this location where there is a wide road and a park in front of me. So I want to know this address, in which belt this particular plot belongs to. So out of these total addresses, where in this total address space I want to have my memory device. So this is one of the most important, what will be the beginning, the starting address of my memory, and what will be the ending address of my memory. So unless you, the designers, know about it, it is very difficult to think of interfacing. Because I am the architect for the complete system. And being an architect, I know in my house at what place should be my kitchen, at what place should be the dining room, where should be the other rooms, and so on. So I am the architect of this. I have to design it. So for this, we have to think of number of things, and we will design or we will interface right from the scratch so that it is understood by each and every one of you. Doesn't matter whether you are interfacing one memory chip or multiple memory chips. So let's directly come into the practical application where you want to, if you have any doubt, you can stop me. I want to physically interface two memory chips which are nothing but double EEPROM IC like 2764. I want to interface two of them. Total address space available to you is 1 mega locations, and I want to put these two ICs starting from address, supposing the starting address is FC000, a 20-bit address, and I wish to go on using up to the last address FF, FF and F, another last 20-bit address. So now as a designer, you should understand the role of all the segment registers and the physical addresses, how those will be generated. And more important is, when you know this is my starting address and this is the last ending address, how are you going to make use of these addresses? This is something this way. If you say my total address space right from A0 up to A19, 20-bit address. So this 20-bit address, this should generate me the address which is the starting address FC000. A 20-bit address. F means 1, 1, 1, 1. A19, A18, A17, A16. C. C means 1, 1, 0, 0. Then followed by all zeros. 1, 2, and the third 0. This should be my starting address where I should put my IC 2764, first double EEPROM. Now with both the ICs connected starting from this location, followed till the end of the first location of the first IC, and then starting with the location and going till the last location. When the last location incrementing fashion, the last location will be all ones. So this is what exactly my memory map is. So with this memory map, what you have to say, because the requirement is you have to interface two such ICs. And the second most important thing is whether you want your system to access 16-bit of data or instructions at a time, or you want to access 8 bits of instructions or data. Going back to the slide where you talked about in the previous class that you can interface two memory chips parallelly so that 16-bit can be written directly in one memory cycle, or 16-bit can be directly taken out of this memory in one memory cycle. Any doubt at this point? Anyone, any doubt? So given to me is to interface two memory devices. I want to take advantage of, let me make my point visible. I want to, since the task given to you is to interface two memory chips, giving you some basic knowledge that I want to make use of the two memory chips to be accessed parallelly. One of the memory, that is 2764 double EEPROM, 2764 second double EEPROM. I want one of the memory to contain even addresses and another to be configured with the odd address space. And if you go on writing this total memory addresses, my memory addresses will become as 1011, 100, 101, 110 and so on. So I know that this address will be odd address, this address will be odd address, this will be odd, this will be odd, this will be the even address ending with 0. This will be the even address, even address, even address and so on. So I can just make use of the line A0. This is the line A0 which indicates whether the number is address is odd or even. So this A0, as in the previous class, we can take this as a memory chip select line. So when this A0 is connected here, all these addresses will become the even addresses. And to this IC, we will connect the BHE bar. Remember this, we discussed in the previous class. Then all the other address space, that is A1 up to A19, all these addresses will now be A1 to A19 and A0 is for chip select. A1 to A19, in this case, this A0 will treat as an odd address because this will be as 1. A0 will be equal to 1 in this case. So you have that basic idea. Now we want to follow the same idea of even and odd addressing schemes for interfacing the two memory devices. Any question at this time? My question is, I want to interface two memory chips. It is your choice whether you want to make use of one IC, starting address and address of one IC, beginning address of the second IC and the end address of the second IC. Whether you want to have one continuous address space or you want to have two separate address spaces called as an even address space and the odd address space. Any query at this time? Anyone? So hoping that this topic was clear to you in the previous class also. So we want to interface these two double EEPROMs in this particular organization. So let me proceed further and decide on how can we do this. Now for doing this, the first double EEPROM, my first double EEPROM, which is of 8 kilo in size, which is first, there is an 8 kilobyte in this size, and this 8 kilo means 2 power of 13. 8 kilo means 2 power of 13. So I need 13 address lines. To interface 2 kilo memory, I will require 13 address lines. So that is the address lines A0 to A12 will be required for addresses. Right? So you require 13 address lines. So you require 13 address lines because the size of this is 8 kilobyte. You require 13 address lines. You require 13 address lines to interface the second, which is the again 8 kilobyte of the memory. But put together, the total size will become the 16 किलोबाइट, दोनों को अगर प्लस कर देते हैं तो टोटल साइज विल बिकम 16 किलोबाइट. Right? So you will require 8 kilo, exclusively 8 kilo for this memory chip and exclusively 8 kilo lines for the second memory chips. So what do you require will be, you will be requiring the lines A0 to A12 for the chip 2764. Let me call this as chip number A, and again for this one 2764, the chip number B. So I would require one more extra line so that I can make use of the even and the odd addressing scheme, because the total size will be 16 kilobyte. The total size will be 16 kilobyte. Put the two together. So 8 kilo for the first IC plus 8 kilo for the second IC will make the total address 16 kilobyte, which is nothing but equal to 2 power of 14. So actually you require 14 address lines A0 to A13, but out of this one line, let me call this as line A0, which is required here to select this particular chip, and the other lines, other leftover 13 lines will come here, A1 to A13. Total of 14 lines for both the memories, and the A0 of the 14 line will be used for this memory location. So similarly, the second EEPROM, you can stop me for any kind of query. The second EEPROM would also be of size 8 kilo, also requires 13 address lines, that is A0 to A12. But because I'm using both the ICs together, the total address space will be 16 kilobyte and total memory address lines will be 14. Out of these 14, one will be taken out for chip select line. The rest 13 lines will act as the address lines for the even band, 13 lines for the odd band. Is that clear? You can stop me for any kind of query. I am referring to, in my design, 2764. See, to help you out, in the 27 series, 27 cross cross cross, I am referring to design based on this particular EEPROM. EEPROM come in various sizes. 2704 comes as 512 bytes. 2716 comes as a 2 kilo. I am referring to 2764, which is 8 kilo lines. You have other ICs as well. So let me come directly on the design. So what do you need for designing? You require the memory interfacing example. Let me directly come to the interfacing example. I wish to interface memory with the 8086 system. Let me say that this is my system, which is called as a 8086. And I want to interface two memory chips whose number is 2764 This is my first memory chip and I want to interface two of them. This is my another 2764 chip number second. I want to interface let's say I will have the latches and I'm not drawing the latches. Here will be my latches. I am not drawing them. LATCHES. So from these latches, I will configure the address lines A0 up to A12, 13 lines for the 8 kilo. The same address lines I also want to configure here from A0 to A12. Any doubt? You can stop me for any doubt. The 13 address lines from A0 to A12. But mind it, A0 is connected to A1. Tell me why. A0 is connected to A1, A12 is connected to A13. And my line A0 will be connected to, tell me where? Just tell me where? The line, where will the A0 connected? A0 will be connected to the chip select line, to the CS line of one of the memory, and to other memory, the chip enable or the chip select will be connected through the BHE bar. Just pay attention here and look what I am doing. I require the addresses from A1 to A13, that is A0 to A13. All the other addresses are used to generate the chip select logic. Look here, starting from A14 and up to A19. All these addresses are used to generate the chip select line. The output of this AND gate, be very careful and look at the design. The line A0, which I was drawing here, I am drawing it here, A0. This A0 line is connected through the inverter to the NAND gate to generate the chip select line. See very carefully, A0 line, when it is 0, I will have a, look here, when I have this as 1, I will have it is here as a 0. When they are all ones, I will be having it as a 1 and I will get the answer as equal to 0 here and 1 here. But I don't want a 1, I want a 0 here. So how will you get a 0? When all of them are ones. So A0 should be equal to 0. So that I get a 1 here, 1 here and a 0 here. So this will be used as a chip select line. So since A0 is used in the chip select line, A0 is equal to 0. So I will get all the addresses which are the addresses called as a even addresses. The other lines will be called as a data buses. So let me call them the data lines to this one. My data lines will be D0 to D7, bidirectional, and the data lines to the next one will be D8 to D15. Any doubt? You can stop me. Now to generate the chip select line for this one, CS bar, I will make use of the line BHE bar. I will make use of the line BHE bar. Let me take from here the line BHE bar. So this BHE bar along with the line from here, I will be taking out here through the NAND gate the BHE bar through the inverter to this IC and connecting here. Look here, when the BHE bar is equal to 0, this will result in a 1, and when all the A14 to A19 is equal to 1, this will also be equal to 1, generating a low and chip selecting the second line, which is nothing but the odd memory. So I am able to generate what you are interfacing. I am interfacing EEPROM, which is a read only. I cannot write into this memory. I can only read, and to read the memory you have to enable the output. You have to generate the output enable. So from where this will come? This will come from the logic. हमने पिछली क्लास में डिस्कस किया था how you can generate using the NAND gate and the IM/IO bar and the read bar signal. So you were able to generate MEM memory read. So memory read bar. So this will be used to enable output enable. So this will be connected to the output enable. The output enable. So this will be used to output enable of both the ICs. They are the read only. So I am issuing the read command, memory read, which are connected to the output enable. So you have seen that this way I will be able to interface the EEPROM. Any doubt to anyone? Can you tell me, because time is winding up, so this is what I wanted to tell you, how do you interface the memory? And a very quick response I want from the class. Tell me, looking at this interfacing diagram, what are the memory addresses of the first IC and what are the memory addresses of the second IC? Tell me very fast. Memory address of the first IC. What are the memory addresses of the first IC? You can see A14 to A19 are all ones. So you can just name here as A14 to A19 as all one. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Then all the other lines, A0 is fixed as equal to 0. So A0 is fixed as equal to 0 in this chip select